Yo, I just woke up this morning only to check my phone and see that Nord has released the Electro 7. And it's kind of wild because I literally was just talking on the Keys and Conversations podcast the other night that I said that if any board was going to get like updated this year, it was probably going to be the Electro. And if you haven't checked out the podcast, Keys and Conversations podcast is here on the channel. Check it out. But we talked about that for an extensive amount of time if Nord was going to update this, if we saw we was going to see it at NAM, whatever the case may be. And looks like I woke up this morning and boom, here we have it. Nord Electro 7 introducing kind of type vibes. And it looks like they have updated it to the version 7, just like I kind of predicted that was going to happen. I don't have no inside information or nothing, but you got the 73, the 61, and the HP or what have you. And I have the D. So I'm kind of excited to see like what is actually changed with this. So let's kind of dig in here. Let's read the page. Here's the official page here. It says they got a new panel design. We're going to take a look and compare the differences between my six that I have here on the table. New panel design and large color display, physical dimension, the HP, new Kawhi. Okay, so they got Kawhi on the HP version to do the triple set hammer action. So I might actually try to pick that one up if I get one because that's gonna feel more like a piano. And so they got that Oregon B3. They got all of the same kind of stuff with here, compatible. Yeah, all of that stuff like that. All the things you would kind of expect. So let's take a look at what we got here, pictures wise. So we got this is the HP version, the hammer action version, or what have you. So the thing that I've always had, which is my biggest gripe with the Electro series, is that there is no pitch bend or mod wheel. And it looks like they kind of kept that same energy when it relates to this. Still no pitch bend, no mod wheel. That's the biggest problem because like we got synth sounds. I can understand if it was a piano or a meant to be an organ, but this is kind of meant to be like a baby brother to the stage series, like almost like the Yamaha Mo series of the, or like Mo DX series of like the Nord, on stage 4, what have you. So it's kind of interesting to see what they got here. So yeah, let's see if we can get some things. Let me just hop over here to Sweetwater really quickly. And so it looks like they have it here, Electro 7. And let's kind of zoom in here. Let's look at it. So yeah, bigger screen. They added those little color um, things for the drawbars, you know what I'm saying? So you can kind of see, your drawbar stuff that's kind of from the organ series and from the stage 4. But the thing that's kind of disappointing to me, apart from also not having the pitch being my wheel, is that we still have these little rotary knobs or what have you, the little, these little rotary knobs or what have you. Like on the stage 4, they got the faders. So I was kind of hoping if they had updated the Electro that they was going to add the faders in for, mixing of the sections versus the knobs. But it just looks like more so a an update to just the board itself, and the screen seems to be the more thing. So let's take a look at the back panel because I wonder if they switched it to USB-C, and it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't appear that they even switched the USB port. It's still the standard USB port. Man, come on, Nord. We are in 2026. Like everything is USB-C now, being able to connect to my computer and all of those vibes like that. So yeah, USB-C is kind of like, in my opinion, all these boards need to be switching from the OG printer cable to like USB-C, but it doesn't appear that anything has changed on the in and outs of it. It's the exact same in and outs that we have on the 6. So yeah, here it is. And so let's take a look at pricing on this. So if you're getting looks like if you're getting the HP version, you're gonna spend 4 bands on that, thanks to probably tariffs and inflation and all of those things. four bands. Let's see what the other models are going for here. Let's go back here and let's see. We got the that's the HP version. The You're gonna get 3,500 on the 73 if you want that. And then you're going to get for the Electro, the one kind of version that I got, 3,200. And see, I paid like when I got this one, I paid I only paid like 2,800 for it. So it is went up like $400 just for the version that I have now, the base version of it. If you just want this version, you're gonna spend 3,200. Thank you tariffs, thank you Trump, thank you all of the inflationary stuff that makes this stuff go up, so be more expensive. So yeah, that's pretty much in a nutshell what is kind of new with this. I'm assuming like they're not giving any really new sounds or anything like that. It's probably going to be just your basic Nord sounds, piano, all of that. So the only thing that's real with this update is just the screen for the most part. Maybe there's going to be some more information that's going to come out like soon or whatever. I think the keyboard is new for the HP, so this might be the winner if you're really trying to get into it, to get into the actual HP version of it, to um to kind of make that work. So that's kind of in a nutshell what it is. But my thoughts and opinions on it is that you should have, well, that's, I'm a CEO of a company, so I understand like how things work. But I won't say they should have. I really wish that they would have added a pitch bend and a mod wheel to this, right? Because that's the biggest gripe, because you have like legit synth lead sounds, bass sounds and stuff in here that you could use even like, for expression or whatever. There's nothing that you can do with it. There's not, there's no way you can do any kind of expression like that. Maybe you could plug up an expression pedal or something, but for the most part, you kind of stuck with that and you're spending like on this new version or what have you, you're spending like 3,200, upwards of almost $4,000 if you're getting the HP version of this. And then there's no pitch bend or mod wheel that comes with it, so you can't really do anything outside of just play it. You got the organ section, yes. You got the button. You can get the little half moon thing that they make for it or what have you. But there's pretty much not anything much different that kind of adds value for me. So my thoughts are, if you have, I'm gonna try to get my hands on one of these to kind of see for myself. But it seems as though the only real update that they've made to this thing is the fact that they have a new screen on it. you know Buttons kind of update. You got the little program knob and stuff like that. The buttons, a little bit more round or whatever. Looks like you got like here in the middle section here, it looks like you got like 5 program buttons instead of like on the version I have, you just got 4 here. So they added 5 buttons in here, kind of tighten some things up or whatever. The buttons are a little bit different, stylistically, but maybe there's something different in the effects section. Um, I'm looking at it to see if I see anything different. Like the button layout is different, but we'll see. And they didn't mention anything on the effects. So when I go back over here to the website, it says that they expanded new effects section per layer. While rating effects contains brand new types of reverb, delay, amps, and modulation effects. So that might be interesting. And then here on the synth section, it says that they got analog waveforms, introducing analog waveforms, FM synthesis, high quality samples. So they adding in FM. And they got mono, legato, and glide modes for expressive performances and control low pass filter resonant ADSR. Again, that's what messes me up with this board, because why not have a pitch bend and a mod wheel if you're adding in like FM synthesis and mono legato? What do I need legato mode for? Because that's for a lead, legato and glide, that's pretty much for leads, you know what I mean? And I don't have any kind of pitch bend or mod wheel. That's just kind of my biggest gripe. You know what I mean? but I digress. But I'm not seeing much value that would make me want to update from um, the Electro 6 from this version to the Electro 7. It's not much that's really outside of like a bigger screen here. You know, that's cool maybe. But if I'm getting the same sounds, if I'm getting the same sounds and there's not a pitch bend or a mod wheel, which that was my biggest thing that I was like, yo, this board, as much as you pay for it, and the fact that the identity, the problem I have with this particular board, out of all of these, it's and me and my homeboys had a discussion about it on the podcast. Is that's the one in the lineup that just doesn't make sense. Like has no identity. It doesn't really know what it wants to be. You know, it's an organ, it's a piano, it's a synth, but it's got a synth, but there's no way to express yourself with that. So what am I to do with that if I want to use a synth? It's just like so I can layer a pad under my piano. You know what I'm saying? But if you are spending upwards of, let's go to the big boy version of it, you know, if you're spending, you're gonna go and say, oh, I'm gonna get the big boy and spend 4 bands for this. You know what I mean? There's other was like Nord in their library is kind of interesting, and I'm kind of on a little bit of a tangent if you guys want to hang with me for a second, but it's kind of weird because you got 35, 32, you got like almost $4,000 keyboards right here. And then you go down to the other stuff and you got like, okay, for like, if you just need a piano and a pad, no expression, you don't need the organ, you're just playing piano, like 200 more dollars and you can get an 88 key stage piano. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And you can get the Piano 6 in a 73 key version for the same price as the Electro 7. Make that make sense. Like the 73 here, 7 is 39 and the 73 6 is 39. Like, and you're basically getting the same sounds, the same board, no pitch bend, no mod wheel, probably a better key bed, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because it's got piano synth type key bed on there. Like what am I spending? If I'm gonna do that, I might as well get this. You know, and then you got the Grand 2. Look at that. The exact same price right now because they're doing a price drop. You can get the Piano 2 for the same price as the Electro 7. So in my opinion, it's kind of weird because Nord's it's just like their whole situation just doesn't make sense in terms of their pricing. Like if I'm like brand new to Nord and I'm trying to decide which board I'm going to get, I'm sitting here like, well, I got $4,000 to spend. Should I get the Grand 2 or should I get the Piano 6 or should I get the Electro 7? You know, I'm getting the organ drawbars with this. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the only benefit that I'm getting is I'm getting the organ section and maybe some more layering with synths, piano with, and it's weird. It's just weird to me. It's just weird. It's weird. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts about it. I think that, you know, I'm glad that we're getting something new. I was wondering when they were going to update this. It just kind of made sense because last year they updated the Piano 6 and they updated the organ to organ 3. So this newest one is going to be the Electro 7 that they're going to be adding to the Fold. So it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. You guys, let me know what you think down in the comments section. I'm curious as to what you guys are thinking about this and if your feelings are kind of the same way as mine's are. But that's just kind of, you know, what I think about it. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, drop a comment down below and let me know what you think. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. I'm out. Holla at your boy.